at that. It's my new clothes listing station. A few weeks ago, I spent way more than I should have on Transformers. And since then, I've been going to the charity shops to try and find some bits to resell and make that money back. It's been going all right, you know. This is episode 4 of Profit in Disguise Challenge. And I've accumulated a fair bit of stuff to sell on, and things have been selling. In fact, I've got a fair few to show you at the end of this video. But last episode, I left you on a right cliffhanger. I'd picked some bits up off of Vinted to flip on eBay. In fact, what I was doing, I was on Vinted looking for more Transformers for myself, but I come across these monster machines. You've got Transforming Blaze and Transforming Z. They were only 15 quid for the pair, and that included the post and all the fees and everything like that. Now, looking on eBay, they sell for between 20 and 30 pounds, condition depending. They're in the challenge. I hope they sell, and actually I've been to the charity shops and bought a few bits. Here's a little sneak peek. Here's the rest of what I found. 2 Shaun the Sheep teddies in the window. I stand corrected, this isn't Shaun the Sheep, this is Timmy the Sheep. This one here, Timmy Time, I can feel it's got a sound box in there. Blinking eyes. That one there sells on eBay for about £12.50. This one though is a little find. This one's called Whistling Timmy. It's got this little dummy in its mouth there. All a bit dusty, condition's pretty poor. And again, this one's got a sound box in it as well, so you can't just stick it in the washing machine. They're pretty old though, 2008, and this one's 2009. Now solds on this one, if working, you can push about 20 quid. I'm thinking even if they don't work, there's a nice bundle in it together. Good couple of teddies from that shop there. In fact, teddies seem to be doing all right for me at the minute. Over the weekend, I sold a Build-A-Bear Snorlax for 35. Sold a couple of Jellycats to you guys as well. Sophie, Rachel, shout out to you both. I know you've picked up a few Jellycats off me before. But a couple of teddies have sold from the challenge as well. BFG picked him up last week for a £5. He went for just under 25. And Gonzo picked him up for 4 quid. He went for just under 14. It's the season for teddies. They make good presents, great collectibles, good sellers too. Have a look at this here. When I saw the shape, I thought early 2000s Tamagotchi were on to a winner. But look, what's that? Kawaii cuties? Nice bit of bootleg, no value. Don't sleep on these Fisher Price cash registers. These will be nostalgic for some. I know if my sister's washing, she'll have a tear in her eye looking at this. Only 2 coins and a £5. See what the coins are. Got a 5 and a 10, but there should be some 25s plus some other 5s and 10s in there. It's all a bit faded as well in there. White's going a bit yellow. That listed on eBay might sell for about 15, but that's at a push, just looking at the condition. So I said don't sleep on it, but the price has got to be right, isn't it? Bit of Octonauts here as well. Is that Quasi? Quasi and his shark. £2.50. Sold on eBay, about £12.50. So not enough in it. Similar story with our Force Link. Sells for about £12.50. It's brand new as well. £5. Good price. It's a good price. If you're buying that for a present for someone, it's a good price. Just no markup to make any money to sell on. Look at that for a cap. That's vintage 90s. USS Constellation. Aircraft carrier. Adjustable on the back. Size medium large, 4 quid. Look at that, seaworthy. Caps by Cowhead, made in USA. A couple of solds in America, around the £30 mark. None in the UK. So this will be one I'll have to price up to try and target global shipping program. Might hang around a bit. That's not going to take up too much space in storage. Look at that up there. Michael Owen Total Football. There are so many versions of this game. This is the one where they got like magnets on and you slam the top of the player and it kicks. It's endorsed by Michael Owen. Jeez, he's young there too. £3.50, sells for about 12. God, that's awful. That is awful. Not picked up an old Monopoly for ages. Now back home I've got 2 sets like this, both of them part complete. Surely if I pick up a third one, between the three of them, I can put them all together and get a complete one out of it. £3.50. I'll have to check what Souls are doing. But the box looks pretty crisp on that. And underneath that Monopoly was this. Big case, isn't it? Get inside, have a look at this. Lovely backgammon set. Looks like there might be a white counter missing. Or maybe not. There's a gap on either side, isn't there? No instructions. But last sold on this one, complete and in good condition, was about £30. And looking at the case, I think that should say backgammon. The symbols come off. But it's a £5. Have a look at this. Vintage Tony Big Fun Big Loader. Basic plastic track. I assume these are battery operated and they just follow it around and they do all their various bits. Tipping, loading, digging. Good, honest work. Batteries, yeah, there we are. £4. Don't know if it's complete. Sold on eBay though, about £30 if it is complete, and the box was wrecked. Now this box isn't particularly good, but it's better than the one that sold. These do really well in America, so again, like the hat, we'll have to be targeting global shipping. $11.99 Children's World back in the day. I can see some trucks in there, that's good enough for me. Let's get it. They got some PS4 games up on the shelf today. All priced at £1 each. This one's worth picking up for the CX credit. Trades in for £3. Those though, not worth it. 50p, 90p, something like that. Now this is where I'm going to make some real headway in this challenge, because in this bag for £10 is a set of 4 lawn bowls. And lawn bowls, they can do really, really well. It's not something I've looked too much into. I've always been put off with the weight and just the faff of packing, but because this set comes with a bag, stick it in the box, get it posted out, don't overthink it, just get it done. Now this set of lawn bowls is by Thomas Vector, a real good brand of lawn bowls, although these are quite old and prices vary from £100 up to multiple hundreds of pounds. So I don't know where to price them. Similar soles, looking at similar ages, are about 150 to 175. So I've listed these up already for 150 and I've already had offers on around £100. I'm always up for offers and I can't see these hanging around too long. And have a look at this absolute beauty here. Barber with this Burberry-esque lining. This is a Derwent wax jacket. Now actually I've been wearing this around all video. I am so tempted to keep it, but I've got so many coats. I'm literally looking at all my coats there. I don't need any more coats. It's got that real waxy Barber damp shed smell about it as well. And there's money to be made in it. I've left this on for you just to prove how much I paid. £30 that was. Good price and reasonable condition. Yeah, it's a bit faded around kind of the edges here, but I'm sure you can bring that back to life. Wearing away slightly around the bottom and on the cuff slightly there. Now looking at soles, one of these sold for £50 and it was ripped, like as in proper ripped down all the sleeves. For this condition, I'll be looking for about £80 for it. I mean, any less than that, I think I'd probably be tempted to keep it. But £80, nice markup, and I hope that that's going to sell pretty quick too. Just stick you down there. Right. I want to run you through some of the bits that I've been selling on the challenge, because in fact, there's been a fair few bits that I've sold since my last video. I've had to write it down in my notebook. So at the start of the video, I was on £426.48. That's what I had to make back. Well, I've sold a Jellycat comforter, Bredita the duck. My son found this, 50p we paid for it. That one sold for 14. I then sold the Hamburglar. I was going to keep this one. I was going to add it into the collection, but when I got all those Beast Wars the other day, I was like, I just don't need it. Stuck it up. And John, shout out to you, John, because I know you've bought some stuff off me before as well. So thank you. And I hope the Hamburglar goes well into your collection. That one went for £12.50. And that's a good price. People are paying loads for that in America. I then sold a bundle of Power Rangers. I found 4 Power Rangers in the 50p box. That set cost me £2. They sold for £12.50. Connect 4. Probably not my best buy. I paid £2 for it. It's sold for 11. It's still profit. Not much profit though, and probably not worth the risk of it all being complete and broken, but it's gone. And I've still got one more of those to sell. The Adidas ZX shoes. Now I thought these were going to sell No, that's unfair. They have sold pretty quickly. What I was going to go with is I've had some offers on these and they've been real low ball offers, as in, will I take £8? Will I take £10? Well, they cost me £5 in the shop and they sold for £23.75. So I'm glad I held out. I was never going to accept that. I would have probably accepted like a offer, but they've got to be reasonable, haven't they? Rescue bots. This is what started off the whole challenge. Facebook Marketplace, £5 for a load of rescue bots and Starscream. Well, Starscream is still to sell. I've got them listed up for about £15. The rescue bots, they've sold for £22.50. And the final one I want to show you is this Papo Mammoth. This is one that my younger son, the Jellycat guy, plucked out of the 50p box. That one is sold for £11.87. So if you take off all the eBay fees, all the postage, that leaves me on about £350. A good chunk out of that money that I've got to recoup. But I have spent a fair bit today. 30 quid on that Barber jacket, a tenner on those bowls. Just, it accumulates and it accumulates quick. And if you take now the cost of everything I've spent today, I am on £412.79 to accumulate. And I only started off with £410. So I'm actually gone backwards by £2.79. But I've got some great bits now listed on eBay that when they sell, there is pure profit. If those bowls sell for how I think they're going to sell for over £100, if I get the £70 or £80 for that Barber jacket, I've still got some other high value items listed. I've got some shoes listed. I've got some Care Bear, or that old Care Bear listed, and other good filler items that should sell on the run up to Christmas. I'm still hoping we're going to get this challenge finished by Christmas. But guys, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I got to finish off these photos on this Barber coat before I decide to keep it, but I'll catch you in the next one.